So before beginning, I'd like to recognize my colleagues with whom I've been fortunate to work and give a particular shout out to Sylvie Fortin, who co-leads our Audace team. The innovative dance therapy intervention pictured here and in my presentation is provided by Brigitte Lachance, Chloé Proux-Goulet, and Maud Garrett from the CIUS Centre-Sud. Can't advance my slides, Aliki, for some reason. Oh, there we go. Complex problems call for innovative interventions. There's a growing international interest in using dance in hospital and rehabilitation settings and in the community to contribute to the well-being of diverse groups of people in vulnerable situations and among healthy individuals. Research is needed to study the impact of dance. Few studies have looked at dance for heterogeneous samples of people with various diseases, like the group who attend the dance therapy intervention at the CIUS Centre-Sud. Although now part of standard care, without strong evidence to support its effectiveness and impact on participants' health and well-being, this innovative intervention could be stopped at any time. Demonstrating dance effectiveness is challenging. Researchers struggle to determine key ingredients of dance interventions and how best to evaluate their impact. Did you know that museum visits can be prescribed? Well, why is that not the case for dance interventions in Canada? They're prescribed in the UK and in the Scandinavian countries. This is where clinicians, researchers, and stakeholders must partner in a concerted fashion to study the key ingredients and impact of dance. In this presentation, I share results of studies aimed at demonstrating the effectiveness of dance. Let's look first at our first study, a pre-post design with a non-equivalent control group and repeated measures. Participants in control and dance groups totaling about 100 people significantly improved compared to baseline on mobility or timed up and go scores and participation or life age or Mojave scores and number of leisure activities. Treatment effect analysis, however, showed no significant treatment effect of the 12-week intervention. Although we failed to demonstrate an added benefit of the dance therapy intervention, we recorded overwhelmingly favorable opinions about how well the intervention made people feel, thus supporting its potential impact. For example, it helped participants relate to others, and of course, they enjoyed themselves. But how do we explain the non-significant results? Well, maybe the intervention is not effective because of the type of approach used, its duration or frequency, or perhaps we did not choose the right assessment tools. A complex tool to administer, the Life H may not be sensitive enough to detect subtle changes in mobility, participation, or community involvement. Our next study involved consulting experts in dance and research to identify objective tools relatively easy to use and sensitive enough to detect improvements due to the intervention. The 4 tools circled in blue were deemed by experts as the most pertinent ones to use in our future research. But maybe an inadequate study design for a heterogeneous sample influenced obtaining non-significant results. To address this, we further explored the intervention's impact using single case experimental design and administered tools 21 times over 28 weeks. Results from one of the 5 participating adults are shown next. We see the 4 square step test scores improved post-intervention for Diane, a 51-year-old woman with a tumor and vestibular impairment. Post-intervention, she performed the test in half the time, demonstrating a very large effect size and was no longer at risk of falling, indicated by the blue line. Over time at congresses, we noted an increased interest in dance intervention research, empowering a synergy among local researchers and dancers having similar challenges with different groups. This momentum led to the creation of a group of researchers that successfully obtained FRQ Audace funding for intersectoral research. 12 arts and health researchers and the Grand Ballet Canadien combined expertise to study using common measures 6 existing dance interventions offered in the community, recreational, or rehabilitation settings to various groups from teenagers with cerebral palsy to adults with Parkinson's disease and women who were once homeless. In our quantitative component, besides wearing a heart rate monitor during dance class to assess heart rate variability, which is currently being analyzed, 32 participants answered standardized questionnaires about expectations of their dance intervention, their enjoyment, and perceived improvements in other outcomes such as mood and balance. Expectations of their dance intervention remained high over time for all groups, but did not differ significantly across groups or time. Levels of enjoyment were high, increasing significantly for some groups. Effect sizes were small to moderate. Some groups reported significantly improved posture, endurance, and mobility. Other team members opened up each intervention's black box to identify ingredients used by the dance group facilitators and the pedagogy used to contribute to well-being. To do so, the dance session occurring midway through each group was videotaped, and after the recording, each group facilitator was interviewed. Analysis of filmed interaction between facilitators and participants showed behaviors related to pleasure. Facilitators carefully considered the needs and skills of the people in their dance group, encouraging each person to grow their own dancing self and at times to let go of what is real and become immersed in the narrative of a prescribed or improvised dance. The 6 facilitators had different backgrounds, so they used different approaches, different music and props, drawing on their diverse background of dance knowledge and experience, sometimes coupled with therapeutic expertise. They all facilitated inclusion. We identified 4 common components in their teaching approaches. Finally, unique to this intersectoral research was a 2-hour creative event held in the Grand Ballet Canadien's auditorium to showcase each dance group through live performance or video and to promote the use and benefits of dance interventions. As you can see, the event was immensely enjoyed by all. The faces of the dance participants underscore how much the potential of dance is underestimated. In other countries, studies on return on investment are being conducted, and art's social prescription is becoming the norm. We must continue our research to gain more knowledge of the key ingredients and impacts of dance on all dimensions of human beings. We must keep on dancing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bonnie. Merci.